Guys and dolls out there in YouTube land, your favorite little keto goofball Diamond, and today is 757 of my ketogenic journey, going from a former 311.8 pound adult BBW model down to 110, 120-ish pound grandma and keto cutie. Alright guys and dolls, so I'm going to show you what I ate yesterday that should be for most people keto friendly. I'm going to talk about the effect it had on my body and what I could potentially do about it and why I think even if it wasn't great for my weight, I still needed it. Anyway, don't forget guys and dolls, if you love me, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, subscribe and ring that bell because I teach you everything I know about keto. And I have 3 ways to help you on your ketogenic journey, and I don't mind helping everybody who asks. So guys and dolls, I have ketodiamond.com, foods list, beginner's guide, everything's written out, simple and easy for you. I have a playlist on the front of this channel, how to for beginners, and my email address and everything is in the description below. Let's get started. Thumbs up. Much love. Breaking my fast at 3:30 p.m. Guys, I finally got my collard greens. So I've got an 8-ounce ribeye here that I'm going to put in a little bit of steak sauce, which I normally can't have, but I'm going to try it today and check my ketones when I get done. That'll tell me something. I got 2 servings of collard greens instead of all the other crap that comes with it. I'm going to eat this. I'm hungry. I think most of the steak's going to have to go home with me, but the collard greens was amazing. Never mind, ate it all. It's time for my treat, my performance nut butter. It's cold. I'm going to eat this. I'm ready for it. One majestic kosher baby dill pickle. My grandson's over here playing with a toy, so that's why you hear that baby music. So I'm having a taco salad, 180 grams of beef, 40 grams of cheese, 40 grams of salsa, and 30 grams of sour cream. Gonna eat it, ready for it. I think I'm gonna get some pork rinds out too. To add 30 grams of pork skins to use to dip those up with, and I've got of course some Diet Terry Dr. Pepper. You can't really see it, but that's what's in there. They're working on it, but I just tested my ketones and blood sugar, so 85 and a 0.4. Considering everything I've been doing lately, and not too surprised. I thought I would cross match my blood glucose and my or my sugar level and my ketone level, just so you can see what that actually means. Now this is the GKI calculator over on the, what is it, Keto Mojo website. Again, you don't need a Mojo, it's just something I find helpful to tell you guys what's going on with my body. So it gives me a GKI rating of 11.81. Well, we're not less than a 1, so we're not in a therapeutic level. We're not in a high therapeutic level. We're not in moderate ketosis. We're not in low ketosis. Oh, not in ketosis. So just because I have ketones does not mean I'm in a nutritional level of ketosis at all. So I just thought I'd show y'all that, and I'll explain more in a minute. Here's my calorie count for yesterday. 1,406, 33 carbohydrates. I really don't know if that's accurate because I didn't weigh those greens. I don't know which brand they used. And it listed them as being 15 grams of carbohydrates. So that should primarily be from fiber, but I'm not sure, obviously. 115 grams of fat and 74 grams of protein. So other than the carbs, it looks like I was kind of on point with my keto day, but it did not actually cross over into the weigh-in. So I'll share that with you in a minute. Alright, so as you saw, I am not in nutritional ketosis. Now there is a difference between having ketones, which of course is not bad for your body at all, and being in nutritional ketosis. Just having the ketones, you still have a stool to stand on, to build on, to get back into nutritional ketosis. And being kicked altogether and having no ketones is having that stool kicked out from under you. So I'm not where I want to be, or I might be by now. That was last night when I checked it, but the strips are expensive, so I'm not trying to use a bunch of them. Anyway, all of the things I did yesterday, all in all, should have kept me in a good state of ketosis. You saw that the only thing that I really kind of regret, I ate a little bit of steak sauce, which it's only 2 grams of carbs for 1 serving. So carb-wise, if not for ingredients, if it was just a carb situation, then I would have been fine. And I also had, a little bit of taco seasoning on some taco meat. Now that seasoning packet is for a whole pound of ground beef. I spread it over 2.5 pounds of ground beef. So it should be a much smaller, I just do it for the taste. It adds a little bit of flavor. So if not for that, and I do think that the salsa with the tomatoes, the salsa and the steak sauce both are nightshade based, which is tomatoes and peppers. So these are not the best options for me ever, but if it was just a strict carb situation, I would have been fine. And if it was a net carb situation, I would be fine, because I'm sure the carbs from the greens were net carbs, were more dietary fiber than anything. They're so good. The thing is, folks, and I want you to understand this, our bodies are smarter than we are. It knows where to get nutrition. So if you're craving something like I was, like the greens, the collard greens, there's something your body knows you need that can be found inside those greens. Now, I looked up the greens. I didn't do a full research on it, but I did pay attention to the fact that it had 77 milligrams of potassium in one serving. So I had probably 3, maybe even 4 servings. I don't know how much they put on that plate, because of course I was at a restaurant and couldn't weigh it. And I asked for 2 servings of greens. He's like, so you want a steak and what else? Greens. What else? Greens. That's all I wanted yesterday, and I wanted them so bad the day before too. And I found that is one thing on keto that I crave. It's collard greens. It makes no sense to me, because I was never a huge collard green eater before I started keto. But knowing that your body is smarter than you, and typically, like ladies, when you're craving chocolate, there's something in that chocolate your body knows it can get from the chocolate that it needs. It's not so much that you really need chocolate, it's that you need the magnesium or something in the chocolate. Your body knows that when it eats that, it gets that. So that's why we crave certain things. I mean, if you're hardcore craving a steak for a week, you need protein or iron or whatever's in the steak that your body knows it can pull from that substance. So it's not necessarily that you need that food, you need what that food offers, and your body knows that. My grandson's a fussy butt, but don't worry, his mom and daddy and everybody's in the other room with him. They just don't know what the hell he wants. So you might hear some baby cry in the background. He'll be all right. Maybe I should go fix him. Grandma thing. Hold on, I'll be right back. Just a little grandma love required. Baby needed some teething medicine. That kid. He's got 6 and they still just steady coming in. Drool box, all that stuff. Alright, back to keto. So, now what we was talking about, y'all, is cravings. Your body knows that there's something in there that it needs. That's not to be confused with sugar and carb cravings. That's a different level. That's more of an addiction. And your body does know that it can get quick energy from carbs. So it will crave carbs once you've kicked yourself, and you will have a hard time coming back in because you'll struggle a little more. And it's normal, it's natural, you're not the only one, trust and believe that. Sugar cravings, it tastes good. I mean, it's an addiction, really. So those are different kinds of cravings than the cravings of needing a mineral from a food. But most of you will be able to figure that out on your own, I'm sure. Oh my goodness. Oh, and the reason I think my body was craving that, and I told you that there was 77 milligrams of naturally occurring potassium in the collard greens. So that's what I think my body was going after. I've had it written down to talk to you guys about for 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week. I was wanting to know if anybody else experiences this. Sometimes my calf muscles are really, really tender. Now, y'all know if you've ever had one of those cramps in the back of your calves that just puts your whole body on lockdown, you can't breathe and your leg is just tight and it hurts like hell. If you've ever had that, it's similar to this, what's been happening to me, but it's not actually been cramping. It's tender to the touch, as in if you might tap it, it would cramp. You know, but it hasn't done that. And I knew what was going on. That's why I've been trying to up my potassium. Unfortunately, upping it with the medication and with the supplement was making me nauseous. And I'm still on the hunt for the right supplement for me. Because I think I do need it, unfortunately, because of my calves. And those cramps hurt like a bitch. And if I can avoid them, I'm going to do that at all costs. So there are so many things. Electrolytes cannot be overlooked on keto. Cannot. If there's something going on with your body, headaches constantly, muscle aches constantly, heart palpitations, all these things are electrolyte issues. Now, some of them, of course, you can deal with just some simple sodium and some water, plenty of fluids. But the magnesium, that's important for everybody. Everybody, keto or not, should be taking magnesium. Do you know that 80% of the world's heart problem is directly related to a lack of magnesium in our foods? See, a couple hundred years ago, everybody got 500 milligrams of magnesium just by eating a couple vegetables out of their garden. Our soil is depleted. We don't get that anymore. So it's an important mineral that your body does need. And our ancestors had no trouble getting. We do. They don't. So they don't. Who knows? Depends on how the universe works. They might be living at the same time we're living. We just think it's the past. We don't know. Sorry, been into some quantum physics lately, and my brain is just... Last night I was in full-on research mode, and I was researching so much stuff that I got everything all jumbled and messed up, and that happens to me a lot. So, yeah. I also found out, guys, you should not break your fast with fat and carbs together. Never. Now, a small amount of carbs from a little bit of fiber is fine, but you don't want to break your fast with fats and sugar carbs. Sugar carbs will allow that fat to be stored instead of burned. So it's not a good idea, even if you're in nutritional ketosis, to do that. But it is better if you are in nutritional ketosis to do that. Does that make sense? And you really shouldn't break your fast with bulletproof coffee alone. If you're going to have a bulletproof coffee, you really should just have a meal too. So, because bulletproof coffee has a lot of calories in it, and that calorie breaks your fast, period. So don't break, you're breaking your fast when you have bulletproof coffee, okay? If it's got high calories in it, you're definitely 100% breaking your fast. You might as well go ahead and eat. So, I don't know if that makes any sense to some folks. Let me pull this up so I don't forget what I was going to tell you about. So I haven't figured out the order in which I want to keep my body guessing yet. You know, I was telling you about over the last few days, I want to do like a couple days of vegetables with my meals for my legs and for other body functions to help my body stay functioning properly. The problem is, if I do vegetables every day, let me go ahead and weigh in and let you know what happens. So for the last 2 days, I have had quite a few vegetables. I don't know if I told you, but yesterday I actually had 3 of those pickles. I think I said 1, but later I had 2 more with my dinner. So in total it was 3. And that's pretty much, other than the collard greens, the only vegetables I had yesterday. A little bit of tomatoes and the tomato paste. So there were vegetables, okay? And for 2 days of doing that, yesterday, a day before yesterday, I weighed in at 178, which was a new low for me. 1 day of vegetables, I gained 1 pound. I weighed in at 179 yesterday. Today, 179.6. So I am up 1.6 pounds from having those vegetables. I woke up bloated this morning. It wasn't too bad yesterday, but this morning I was very bloated. There was a little bit of gas on my stomach. I didn't get gas yesterday, but this morning I did have some. So it does affect my body, but I need the vitamins and minerals from it. So a couple days a week, I'm just going to have to accept some water weight gain. It's one of those things that is just going to be natural. I'm not being kicked all the way out of ketosis, but I'm not in a full healthy state of ketosis either. But it's going to have to be, I'm just going to have to juggle that and figure out what's best for me. And that's going to happen over time. Even if I do something for 1 or 2 weeks, does not mean that's where I'm going to stay, because I don't know that that's what's best for me. And I have been primarily carnivore for a long time now. I need these vitamins and minerals. Clearly, I need a better potassium supplement too. He'll be okay. I swear he's fine. Oh, you guys, all these damn Chaffle videos. I've been trying to avoid them and ignore them and stay away from Chaffles, but I broke down last night while I was on Amazon, and I looked up one of those Chaffle makers, the little mini waffle iron things, and only like $10. And some of you had sent me some Amazon gift cards, which I'm out of now, because I went ahead and ordered a Chaffle maker. I ordered some monk fruit sweetener. I've never tried this sweetener before. And I ordered some keto maple syrup. I'll show it to you when it gets here. The ingredients look fine for me. They shouldn't be a problem for me. It is sweetened with monk fruit too, so it depends on how the monk fruit affects my body. I'm not real sure. I've never tried it. So we're going to give it that college try, which I've never been to college. So, well, I was at college, but I didn't go. It's a long story. I'm very, very smart though. Luckily I have a pretty high IQ, which screws me over a lot. Did you know this? Okay, so when I was in school and they did the whole IQ testing and everything, you're one of the brightest kids in class. You could be the valedictorian if you want to be. I didn't want to be. In fact, I wanted to sleep all day because they were boring the living shit out of me. I already knew all of it. And of course, as a teenager, you think you know it all anyway. But take the fact that you do know quite a bit of it, and the teachers are teaching it wrong, and you're like, you know what? I just don't want to hear you. Sorry. And I know when I'm being lied to. Half of the science in school is crap. It is. Half the education in school is crap. I'd love to see some really, truly bright minds get in there and reform everything. And not with this stupid ass new math crap. He's had teething medicine. It just takes a little while to kick in. So, poor baby. All right. The last thing I think I want to talk to you about, I'll show you the Amazon order when it arrives. It should be here sometime next week. You know how it is. You order it late in the week. Even though you have Prime, it's going to take a minute. Well, wait, it's not late in the week, is it? What day is it? Crap. Housewife brain. I have no idea what day it is. It's Saturday, so it'll be here next week. Got that, guys and dolls. Girls interrupted here. Always girl interrupted. What I was going to tell you is, before I end this, my Shashka bracelet code will run out on September 1st, where you can get the 40% off on your Shashka bracelet by clicking my link. I'll still have an affiliate link, and with that affiliate link, it gives me like a commission, a couple dollars or something. But what it will do also is send you to the Shashka site, which this little spinny wheel thing will happen. You click on that, and I have seen it go as high as 60% off. So it's still like a 10, 20, 60% off thing that you can get and use. I use these for weight loss rewards. They work fantastic. For those of you who don't know, these are guaranteed for life, just like your weight loss. Hi, son. You just came for your brush? Okay. Duck down. Come on, down. This is my oldest baby. Y'all can't see, but his hair is really long and pretty when it's combed. He's used keto to lose 65 pounds. Don't mess up my hair, you jerk. Alright, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, they're handmade. They're guaranteed for life. Even without a discount code, they're only 20 bucks. What all can you get that's guaranteed for life that's only 20 bucks as far as jewelry is concerned? And I don't know what else I said about them, but I love them. And they make great weight loss rewards. And since I've lost like 134 pounds, I can have several of them for a 20-pound goal reward. And every time you reach a goal, reward yourself somehow. Doesn't have to be Shashka. It's one of my preferred ways. But every time you reach a goal, rock on with it. Get you something to make that moment significant, to celebrate that moment. Try not to do foods, because that's a slippery slope. As always, guys and dolls, much love to you. There are ways to support the channel in the description below. There are also many things down there to help you on your ketogenic journey, including my contact links. There are products I use that I like, including the Shashka, including that Performance Nut Butter, which I know I over-recommend certain things, but if they work for me and I really love them, I want to share. Because it's helpful it would be helpful to me to know that somebody who's uber sensitive on keto, gets kicked out by vegetables, can have this item and be fine. So that's why when I have something that I enjoy, I will talk about it too much, like the Shashka bracelets. There's so many things like that that doesn't work for me. So anyway, guys and dolls, much love to you. I'll be back tomorrow. And for those of you who glossed over the weigh-in because I talk a lot, today I weighed in at 179.6, and that's up 1.6 pounds, all due to vegetables, but I needed it. Much love to you. Talk to you tomorrow.